Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody out there all across the land? You already know where you're at. You're tuned into the Keith Harris Show on the #1 station on the net, Hotline Radio. Now, as I told you before, it is nice to have my friend back in the building with me. She was here a few months back, as a matter of fact, last year. And doing some big things and always doing some big things. As I said before, this girl continues to raise the bar. For a lot of people, the skies are the limit, but beyond the skies are the limit for my next special guest encore on the show. I'd like to introduce to everybody out there, just in case you don't know who she is, it is Brenna Rhea. Did I say that right, Brenna Rhea?
You were close. It's Ray.
Ray, exactly, Brenna Rhea. And you know what, though, Brenna? I've been calling you Brenna Rhea all day, and every day I call you Brenna Rhea. And now all of a sudden, I'm talking about Brenna Rhea.
It's okay. It's close enough. I get called a lot of things, so it's okay.
That's what's up. So, in the meantime, though, first of all, how you doing?
I am doing very well. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, girl. I'm doing great, as a matter of fact. Since we talked last, you've had a lot of different things happening. I mean, we talked about your. You know what? First of all, how many videos have you? Listen, every time I turn around, I know we get ready to talk about your new single for a minute, but before, look, you still got some other things that came out between that. Just some little clips and some little sceneries. I mean, I'm seeing you with the painted white face with the black lipstick, and you're beating up guys and tying them to poles, and it's crazy. Like, you got a lot of stuff going on right now, right?
Yeah, I just got cast into a web series pilot called Trailer Park Gigolo. We're actually going to be filming it this month. I've been working with the director of engineering. His name is Austin, and we're working on a other web series / pilot. And there's been some clips here and there, and I just completed my 4th music video and single, which will be out on iTunes in April. And yeah.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, 4th music video. Now, when we spoke last, you had just done, okay, because this was after you had received an award as well, and you had just shot the video, kind of, with the cowboy scene to it. I can't remember the name right now, but remember we talked about the lady that got shot in the head. That I still remember that. I just watched that video the other day.
Oh yeah, 13 knots.
Yeah, 13 knots, exactly. So, have you shot? I know this is your next single, but have you shot music videos between now and then also?
Well, this is my 4th one. The first one that I did was actually when I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, and all 3 of those videos that I've done previous to this one have all been award-winning, so this one's kind of hopefully going to be on the same track and keep the record. And it's also completely different than anything that I've done as far as music-wise. And so I'm super excited about this one. It's a little bit more 80s, a little bit more punk rock, definitely comedic, and I'm going to stay down that vein as I'm actually recording my next song. I'm recording a whole album right now to get out there, so it should be super fun, and
wow.
It's going to stay along those lines of kind of punk rock 80s grunge music. So
yeah, and you bring that excitement to the table. And I watched the video, of course, and you're wilding out. You're on the edge. You know what I mean? So, and that's a big thing. But like when we talked last time, you've always been the type of person who is you're thinking outside of the box. You know what I mean? You like to push the limits in a positive way, in a tasteful way, in a creative way. It seems like you always like to push those limits. What was the what was the message that you were pretty much trying to get through in your new single, According to?
Well, the song literally was made after a breakup, so I'm not trying to go be like Taylor Swift or anything, but I was...
Hey, you know what? And I thought that too. I said, you know what? I said, I wonder. Okay, go ahead, tell the story.
And I was having a conversation, and along the conversation, this person was like, you know, you should just write stuff about what you know, and kind of gave me a list of things about how I'm a mess inside of a dress, and how I'm just like all of these things, and I'm like, okay. It took a little bit, but I took out my guitar and I went onto the rooftop that night and kind of just strummed out. And I live like right next to Paramount, like just, you know, not anymore, but I used to. And so I'm just up on top of the rooftop looking at the Hollywood sign, making this song about being inside of a dress, but knowing that that's okay, you know, like an acceptance. I think it's kind of just, you know, knowing that no matter what anybody says, they can use any type of word to define you. It's you who puts the meaning behind those words. So, you know, it's okay to be a mess. It's okay to be whatever. Just and move on and become who you want to be and live life how you want to live it.
Right. So. And I know, you know, yeah, because, you know, looking at the video, and I listen to all the listeners out there, you got to see this video. I'm going to make sure I post it as a matter of fact, but you got to see this video because the guy is jumping out of the box. He's just messed up in the game, right? I mean, you guys, you know, you kind of do him, you do him dirty. You know what I mean? He shows.
Oh, yeah, it was a really fun. Let me tell you, I have to give a shout out to all my cast and crew. That it was a very fun video, and the guy who was playing my ex-boyfriend in the video had to put up with a lot because we were throwing. We were throwing cake, and we were like getting completely dirty, and all of the people that came out like basically just got to annihilate each other with food and silly string and soda pop and cake, and like, I mean, we were just making a mess. So yeah, I have to give a big shout out to everybody that was a part of it and who put money into it and was behind it, because it was a lot of fun. And Lip Service, which is also a clothing line, I'd like to give a shout out to them because they supplied some of the clothing for the video. So
right, and everybody was dressed exciting in the video too. I was like, look at these outfits. So,
it was 80s. You gotta have fun. You gotta look like, you know. We had a dancing Jesus in there too. I mean,
I saw it. Look, I saw that, and I was like, oh, I said, wow, okay, that's what's up.
Dancing Jesus and a man in a bikini, and you got a post-apocalyptic dude. I mean,
oh
there's like a
man,
whole I buy list that I want to put out there so that like people can like look out for some of the really, like, there's a, if I was allowed to cut, there's a phallic symbol on a cake somewhere. Like, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was definitely representing free will all the way around the board. No doubt. Listen, for everybody out there, we're going to get into this single. We're going to play this single and then come back and talk some more with Brenna Rhea. Listen, Brenna, how about introducing this song to the world?
Well, everybody, this is According To.
And this song represents being what you want to be. We'll talk about that more when we come back. According To, you listen to the Keith Harris Show with, of course, your guy, Keith Harris. And we've got the wonderful, multi-talented Brenna Rhea on the show. This is According To by Brenna Rhea. We'll be right back. Check it out. Yes, everybody out there all across the land, that was According To with the one and only Brenna Rhea. Brenna, you're really exciting in that song. It's upbeat. Listen, everybody has to be dancing to that song, you know, and just kind of letting go to the spirit and the feeling, you know, kind of just jumping up and down. What I like about it is kind of like the message that you're trying to portray. Is it is something for everybody, you know. It's one of those songs that you don't have to try to dance cool necessarily to. You don't have to, you know, fit any particular stereotype. No one gets left out. It's just a, hey, I'm happy to be me. Respect me for me. Enjoy, you know, and everybody enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's totally the message. Just be you. That was a great way of putting it.
Hey, you know, and I remember before we spoke, you know, also just about empowerment, even, you know, just talking about women empowerment. And I know that's one of the subjects that you really like. And it still also stands behind that and how people should avoid being ashamed, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of embrace themselves, right?
Yeah, I think, I recently started writing for a really beautiful website called D.M.V.KeithHarris, and it kind of is centered around the idea and concept of basically owning up to who you are, and what you just said, not being ashamed to stand out, to question the way that things are, and to want to change, people's, and we're not necessarily out here to change people's perspectives, but we're here to influence a new wave and concept and ideality of the way that we can be different, and accepting that and being like, yeah. If that makes sense. It came out correct.
It totally does. And that brings me to another video of yours and another song that, in case people haven't been checking out, you really need to check this one out too. The song you have called Change. And I wish I have had that one up for people to hear too, but what I'll do is I'll put that in rotation. But your video Change, what was the concept behind or what was the meaning to that song?
I wrote Change, I don't know how long ago, and it was just the idea that everything that we do as an individual, no matter how big or how small, has an effect on somebody else. And whether we care to realize that effect, people's lives change because of it. So when you give money to, let's say, somebody who needs help, or you share a sandwich with somebody, or helping somebody get gas or paying it forward when you go buy your Starbucks drink, each little effect that you have is like this ripple in a giant pool, and like each ripple can, create a steady motion that can turn into a waterfall. And it's just the idea that we as people have this huge profound impact on other people's lives, and even in the most subtle things that we do, we affect people. And that was the concept behind the video, and it tells the story of 3 different individuals who unknowingly help each other and cross each other's lives. And that's pretty much Change.
And you know what? That's true. When you talk about just the smallest things can help people out. There's times, even when you talk about people, on the streets, and I hate to really just dumb it down to that simple of a form, but it's the reality of things. A lot of times people don't realize, just as you say, what you say, or just the smallest things that you do can affect someone else's life in a major way, because you never know what somebody else is going through. Sometimes kind words can affect people in a whole lot, even if it doesn't boil down to money. It just means a lot in how you do that. What do you think about today? And I know this is a bit off the topic of a entertainment field, but just in general, in the position that we are today, I mean, do you think it's enough of that going on, or are we just like, are we crashing as a people to a certain extent?
Well, that's a very broad question, and I think it depends on what aspect we're looking at.
Yeah.
Because, I think that we're advancing and changing in certain ways, and then I think that there are habits, our social habits as a society, that are regressing, maybe going backwards. And I think that that's just kind of how civilization works. We advance in certain ways, and then we go back in others. So I think it depends on what aspect you're talking about, because that's a very broad question.
Right. And you know what? That's why I like talking to you about different subjects, Brenna. Because your mind, just the way, that you think in your mind. Because listen, I want a lot of people out there to realize and understand, when you watch this girl work, and she's excellent at her craft, you see this fun, quirky, attitude. She's always playing a role that stands out. That's not necessarily always near the norm. But when you really listen to Brenna talk, she's really down to earth and totally understands what's going on out here. Speaking about that, knots. Are you still doing the tying knots and things like that, or?
Oh, are you talking about decorative rope that I do?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but yeah.
Yes, I do. I'm actually working with the Epilepsy Foundation right now to create a decorative rope for a photo shoot that they're doing for people in the entertainment industry that have epilepsy and that are proud to raise awareness for it. So it's a photo shoot to raise awareness for people that have it and understand that it's okay to kind of wear it. It's supposed to show that, you know, you can have things and not be ashamed of those things, because I actually do have epilepsy, so it's a foundation that I 100% support. And so to be able to create something for people that also suffer from something that I have is pretty profound, and I like it because it's also artistic and it's different.
Right.
And yeah.
well, hey, no one better to represent a cause than you. Now, what? Okay, musically wise, because I know you talked about sitting up there and you're playing the guitar. You're sitting by Paramount. Who are you? Are you doing most of the music for your songs, or do you have extra producers that work with you?
I work with a very talented musician friend of mine, and his name is Mike Still. And I don't fully play the guitar. I can strum out things, and I can get a basic idea of it. So I'll come up with like a song and the lyrics, and I'll write everything down. And I'll come over to his place and his studio that he has, and I'll be like, okay, are you ready? And I'll play it out, and he'll be like, oh my God, I totally see where you're going with that. And within 30 minutes, an hour, we have something like creatively flowing together that is what I'm looking for. And we just like really play off of each other and work with each other's energies. And he totally gets me, and his whole family is just a line of wonderful musicians. And so it's really nice to work with somebody who's like-minded and can like just pick up on where I'm trying to go, even though I necessarily don't know all the chords that I'm trying to do. I write all of my own lyrics, and then yeah, I've sold lyrics, and I've done a few short films and did music for them, and I've sold a few of my songs. So it's I don't do all the music. I do the lyrics behind it and come up with the concept. So conceptually designing it would be a great way of putting it.
You know what? I couldn't. Every time I get ready to think I'm getting ready to talk about one thing, you totally hit me with something else, because you're doing so much. I mean, goodness, you're making music, you're doing films, you're selling music. You're like, where in the world do you listen? What's your best time to write songs? Because you're so busy doing a lot of other things. Do you wake up in the morning and like, okay, this is an idea, or is it? Yeah.
Well, I'm an insomniac. I don't sleep.
Oh man, you like me.
A funny story, and I think it best answers your question, is my second song that I ever recorded, which is Mama, which is also available online and on Vimeo. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had my guitar on my bed beside me, and I came up with these lyrics, and immediately called like my mom, because it's obviously about my mom, and it was like, I don't know, 4 or 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, you have to listen to this, and I just play it, and I start singing it to her, and she starts crying, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, I have little moments, and if I'm not doing it in the middle of the night, I'm obviously somewhere up on a rooftop, or I'm down on the boulevard just playing my guitar. I find inspiration everywhere that I go. I like writing poetry. I love watching people. I love talking to people. I feel that everybody has something to offer, and it's one of those things where I think the most amazing qualities that a human can have is listening to another individual. And we don't tend to do that so much anymore. We're so interlaced into our technology and looking down at our phones and in immediate gratification with our texting that we fail to like look at people and just listen. And the most beautiful thing is when you can talk to somebody and their eyes light up when they're talking about something passionate they do. And it's so inspiring, because people are so diverse and they have such amazing qualities and things that they do that is so entirely different from me that it's just like, I could be anywhere. And I'll have my notepad and a pencil and I'll just be writing. So it's, I think it just depends, but I'm definitely a night owl with singing, that probably annoy all my neighbors because I'm always doing something with my guitar. But yes.
That's crazy. Now, what's in the works? You know, as for film or TV and things like that. What can we expect coming up in the near future or in the fall?
The biggest thing that I think I want, besides the 2 pilots that I'm currently working on and the auditions I've gone on, I will be directing a film that will be coming out, and I have backing for, and so I'm super excited about that.
Oh, that's a big deal.
I'm not going to drop too much information, but I'm super excited because this is going to be, I'm just going to say I'm super excited about it, and that's something that I really would love to have people watch out for.
Wow.
If I was going to shamelessly self-promote myself right now, more than I already have.
Hey, you on the KeithHarris show, so you in the land of the plug. It's all right. That's what we do on here. You know, have you and I think we talked about this before, but I just kind of, you know, bring up different things for our listeners out there. What role, and you're versatile. You know, you can go left, you can go right, you can go up, you can go down. What is your dream role? Well, I probably asked you this before, but what's your dream role, Brenna, to play?
Oh, that's such a great question.
And you're playing. I mean, you're doing all the exciting stuff now. But I mean, you know, where do you go from playing that, you know, kind of insane girl? You know, excuse me for saying it, but the bad chick. I won't use the term I was going to say, but you know, where do you go from playing the crazy girl to being able to play, and then you can also play that subtle girl who's, you know, really coming from the heart and caring and sensitive. I mean, you're on both sides of the spectrum, like, you know.
I feel like I am a chameleon, and I enjoy and crave, and this is obviously why I enjoy acting. I crave the ability to be other people. Like, it's like, I love digging into the words of another character and finding all the subtleties of their life and like just losing myself. Like, I'm obviously insane.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I just like to be crazy and have multiple personalities. Let's just put it on the line.
Right.
I just like any character that has an arc and I love comedy, but I also extremely love drama, and give me anything. Just make sure that I like good characters that have meat on them.
Right.
So yes, I don't know if I could really answer and be like, oh, I want this role, right. But
yeah, it can go either way. Now, you started out in your earlier career doing plays and things of that nature. Are you? Yeah, I know lots of them. As a matter of fact, do you see yourself doing any in the future if they come your way, or are there any that you're working on?
I think I love theater. Starting out in theater, it's always been my love. The immediate satisfaction you get of knowing that you did your job right is wonderful. It's like you can make people laugh, you can make people cry, you can make people uncomfortable in their seats, and you can watch it on their face. And it's amazing. And then you have movies and TVs and commercial where it's like you can redo it over and over and over to get like that perfect thing, and it's good and you like it, but you're never gonna have that immediate gratification. I love both profoundly, but I can definitely see me doing theater. Like, I mean, I'll look at casting calls for theater all the time. I did one like 5 years ago, and I got to beat up a guy on stage, and it was like I had like blue hair and piercings on my face. It was super cool. So I don't think one is greater than the other. I think that they both have their little specialties that I like.
Right. Now, when you're making your when you're directing or you're doing your films or your shorts, because you're doing music too, do you sometimes add your music into your films as scores, or are you looking to do that?
I've been requested to do music for some short films and have had the opportunity to do that. And that's always been fun because, you know, they're like, we want it to be based around this, and then I have to find where I can pull from to make good lyrics and something that really matches the film. One such came out this last year called Apricot, and I got to work with this wonderful director, and the studio was really nice, and I got to make kind of a lullaby-esque, beautiful little soundtrack, and it was really nice to see the finished product of that. And yeah, it's when I get asked, I'm not just like, oh, now if you're gonna cast me, you got to put my music in there. But I've been asked before, and I like doing it. It's always it's fun.
Yeah. Now, okay, now I got to do this for the people. I've got to go into the mind of Brenna Rhea for a second.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right, I know, right? But I do my drum roll. Now, what is a day? Because listen, look, and I wonder, are you is insane? You said it, okay? So, are you? You know, what is a day or a night, or just what is Brenna Rhea time? Like, what does Brenna do when you're not in front or behind the camera? Like, how do you lounge? What do you do?
That is such a great question.
I look and I meant to ask it. I'm curious to know.
Oh. Well, I think it depends on what I have going on. Because if there isn't anything going on, it's like, because I don't go to sleep, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 10. I get out of bed and I look like David Bowie because my hair is super short and it's like standing up everywhere. I put on my like Harlequin bathrobe. I do a little bit of my social media. I talk to my manager. You know, with my hair still standing up. But if I have shit to do, then it's like 5 a.m. call time. Get everything packed and ready. Go and sit in a chair. Have them do my makeup. Totally depends. But even at that expense, I'll still go in my pajamas and my little my blanket. I go with me. I have like this special blanket that I take to set, and it's a tiger printed blanket, and I am known to show up in my blanket and just be like all snuggled up in my blanket while they go around and do their stuff.
Like I'm here.
So, you know, there's kind of two versions of what Brenna does in the morning.
Yeah, look, and we all listen. We all have that behind the scenes moment. Trust me, because look, what I'm looking like at the house. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and it's just like, oh, okay. You know, I'm up in the morning. It's like, okay, I got the crust in my eyes, and I'm like, okay, am I the same guy? You know what I mean? That goes out in front of people. But you know, do you go out? Do you hit the town much?
You know, at night, you know, I'm not the hugest party person. I know that sounds like weird, but I'm kind of, everybody like doesn't believe me when I say this, but I'm actually kind of shy. So you take me to like a party, and I'm kind of like the person that's over in the corner just watching everybody. I'm a little bit awkward. So I go out, and you know, I go see movies, and you know, I go do things. But if I had a choice between staying at home, drinking Crown, and playing with my guitar and watching, I don't know, like let's see, the Jinx or Vikings or something, versus going out and having to put on makeup and look nice, I'll stay at home with my David Bowie hair and my guitar.
Right, and just enjoy your you time. Yeah, no doubt. You know what, that makes sense though, because you know, for a lot of people out there to really understand, you know, when you're professional, and especially somebody in Brenna Rhea's position, when you're professional like that, you know, that's what you bring to the table. And so it's good that you have that line that you draw between, you know, how you live your life and your profession. You know what I mean? Because it's good to stay grounded, because honestly, you notice yourself just being around the industry. If you do too much out there, you can get caught up, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, so that makes a big difference. But I had to ask that question because you're on the go and you're doing so many things. I just wanted people to get a bit of what's it like inside the life. Do you have any pets?
I do. I have 2 cats. I have a really giant Maine Coon, and his name's Jack. And then I have a medium-sized cat, and his name is Sage. They're both rescues. And then I have a little tiny applehead Cellini, whose name is Gizmo. And let me tell you, he is like, the pets are amazing. Like, it's, you know, no matter what you've done that day, no matter how bad of a day you've had, no matter how shitty you look, they just come up to you and love you. Because they're like, they're just all up over you, and you do your little dog voice, your little cat voice, and you start talking to them, you know, you got that whole personality for your animal. Well, this little dog, he is a cuddle bunny. And so whenever I have a bad day, or whenever I'm sad, he just comes up and he like cuddles into my stomach, right? He tries to like burrow into me. And then the best part about it is that he loves when I play my guitar. So he'll sit on me while I play my guitar, and I literally sing to my dog. That is the social life I have. I sit there and make little baby voices to my chihuahua. And I sing my guitar.
Okay, good. You know what? Good. So you're not like a lot of people, because look, I've got a cat too, right? And see, you're better than me at that, because I know when I'm doing work and my cat comes up, I'm like, pow! I'm like, get out my way, and I'm like slapping him across the room because he's trying to run over my computer and all kinds of stuff.
He just wants to sit on your computer. That's like the perfect place to sit for a cat.
I didn't know that. You know what? And I found that out. I did not know that.
It's in front of you. They're like, oh, you want to see your computer screen? Just kidding. You don't get to. You have to pet me now.
Absolutely. Look, listen, Brenna, listen, it's been an honor, and it's always fun to talk to you. You know, I'm glad you took time to come on and speak with us today. And you know, I'm glad we got a few minutes out of the day. I can say this is one thing you do with your day. You know, like you joined me on the show today, so I'm glad to have you.
I did. Thank you for letting me come and be a part of this.
Listen, you know, you're home here. You're always welcome. Listen, everybody out there. Oh, look, before we go, tell everybody about your fan page and social media.
Oh, yeah. It's really easy to find me, and I'm super talkative most of the time unless I'm singing to my dog. If you want to find me, it's super easy. All you have to do is Facebook, Brenna Rhea. Ray is R-H-E-A. Twitter is at Brenna Rhea, and Instagram is at the Brenna Rhea. So you can just Google any of it. It will pop up. Feel free to add me, to talk to me, tell me how shitty I look, do whatever. I'm sure I'll respond in some creative, snarky fashion.
Indeed, she will. Listen, everybody out there, make sure you check her out. She's got a lot of stuff going on. As she said, all you got to do is Google her, or go to YouTube also, and you can type in Brenna Rhea and check out her videos. Check out According To, check out Change, check out everything she's got going on. Do all of that. Also go to her IMDb page too, right, Brenna?
Yes, I do have an IMDb page.
Yeah, and check all of that out. And also keep up with my page and social media as well, because I'll be following Brenna and keeping you guys updated on everything that's going on. In case anyone tuned in late or is just tuning in now, which you should have been here from the beginning, right? Make sure you know that if you miss any of this conversation, you can check it out on social media later on this evening. Brenna Rhea, look, listen, we love you. It's been a pleasure. Keep doing your thing. Stay wild. Stay crazy. Stay representing the good causes. And hey, look, what more can I say? Congratulations on all your success, and we wish you so much more.
Thank you so much, Keith. It's always so nice talking to you. I appreciate it. I love your show. I've tuned in before, so I will always keep tuning in.
Thank you. I got your back, too. I'll see you out on the West Coast, too, Brenna.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody out there, that was the wonderful, multi-talented, amazing Brenna Rhea right here on the KeithHarris Show. Thank you for tuning in today. It's been a blast. Make sure you go represent, show your support for Brenna. She's doing a lot of things. Big deal. Also, big shouts out to David as well. Big shouts out to David Banks for coming through and doing his thing also and talking to us. Make sure you go check out Cut. The guy is amazing. So check that out. Don't miss nothing going on right here on the KeithHarris Show. Once again, I thank all my special guests for the support that you've been showing us. I thank all my listeners for the support that you give us all the time. Couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't want to know what it feels like to do without you. Big shouts out to Lee Harris. Big shouts out to Hotline. Big shouts out to NC, the East Coast, the West Coast. Everybody out there. All right. Don't forget to check out the conversations with these special guests later on social media. I love you all. Take care. Keep doing your thing. Have a wonderful, blessed week. I'll see y'all tomorrow right back here on the same channel at the same time with more wonderful guests.